Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our speaking class, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are going to talking about education. Before we start today's speaking lesson, I want you to think for a moment about your own journey as a student, ladies and gentlemen. All of us, including you, have spent many years in school or university, and each of you has very different experiences. Some subjects might be easy and enjoyable, so that you enjoyed it, but some subject maybe you try to survive because of their difficulty, because they were difficult. Or some teachers probably inspired you while other classes made you wonder, why am I learning this? Well, education is something we experience every day, but we rarely stop to talk about it. Today, we will explore your school life, your favorite subject, and your most meaningful learning experiences because your stories matter and they help you become more confident speakers. Let me start by asking you a few warm-up questions. First, question about school or university. What do you enjoy most studying at this university? What is one unique thing about your department that other universities might not have? You need to be able to answer these questions related to school or university. The second is about favorite subject. What was your favorite subject in high schools? What about now in university? Why do you think you like that subject? And the third one is about learning experiences. Can you remember one learning experience that changed you or taught you something important? Have you ever struggled with a subject? What helped you overcome? Today we're going to practice how to express those ideas clearly, confidently, and naturally in English. We will talk about education, favorite subject, and your learning experiences using useful vocabulary, expression, sorry, and speaking strategies. This is the sample monologue that you need to be able to perform, ladies and gentlemen. Learning experiences at university. These are the examples. You need to be able to speak this kind of monologue. Let's start. My favorite subject at university is educational psychology because it helps me understand how students think and learn. The class is very interactive and our lecturer often uses real life examples, so it feels practical and meaningful. One memorable learning experience happened during a group project when we visited a local school to observe teaching methods. At first, I felt nervous, but after talking with the students, I became more confident. That experience helped me realize that I really enjoy working in education. It also improved my communication and teamwork skills. So this is the way you can actually express your experience at university. And I would like you later on to be able to speak this using this template. So the title is My Experience in School or University. You can use opening statement like one of my most meaningful learning experience was blah blah blah. My favorite subject is blah blah blah. Yeah, you can also have description. Describe the subject or class, describe the teacher, atmosphere, or activities. And you can explain the reasons, explain why you like it. You can use these phrases like, I enjoy it because it helps me understand, blah, blah, blah. You need to explain the memorable experience, share one specific moment or event. For examples, I will never forget when, blah, blah, blah. And closing, overall, this experience taught me, blah, blah, blah. The subject has helped me improve, something like that. Um, and the useful phrases that you can use is like expressing opinions, In my opinion, I personally believe that for me, the most interesting subject is, okay, and describing experiences. Like one memorable experience was I had the opportunity to, I felt never, I felt nervous, excited, confident when blah, 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 blah. You need to be able to explain reasons. This is because blah, blah, blah. The main reason is that it helps me improve. Okay. And you can talk about school or university using these phrases. The learning environment is, my lecture always encourages us to, we usually have group discussion or presentations or lab sessions, something like that. In order to be able to talk about school or university life, you need to develop enough vocabulary like related to school, for example, campus, faculty, department, curriculum, major, lecture, seminar, internship, assignment, academic advisor, or related to learning and skill, critical thinking, communication skills, teamwork, problem solving, self-directed learning, um, or things related to subject, mathematics, literature, psychology, engineering, computer science, foreign languages, or experience, verbs, explore, participate, collaborate, observe, practice, or reflect. Um, and grammar things, I think is very important to support your fluency in speaking as well as your accuracy in speaking. And to talk about school life and university life, you need to use present simple tense. Okay. Something like I study at Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. I take 6 courses. My lecture gives us quiz every week. We have group discussions, right? So it is very important to describe your major or talking about your daily academic activities or explain why you like a subject. And you can also use present continuous to talk about the current activities. I'm learning how to write academic essays. We are working on group project. Our class is focusing. Okay, so you can use these for describing project or talking about ongoing learning experiences. Or you can use past simples to describe memorable experience. Last semester, we visited a local school. I felt nervous. I joined. My teacher inspired, something like that. So you use verb to. Or you can also explain reasons. Okay, so you need to use because or and so. Yeah, I like psychology because the topic are practical. I choose engineering because, okay, or you can use so the class was challenging, so I studied harder. My teacher was very supportive, so I became more confident. If you want to express the sound logical arguments, you need to use this. You can also use prefer, okay, or my favorite is or referring to your interests and what you like here. I prefer online learning to traditional classes. I enjoy learning. My favorite subject is mathematics, okay, and you can also use used to. Used to is something that we did in the past times. This is a habit of in the past time. I used to study in the library. I used to be shy. I used to have morning assemblies at my schools, right? Okay, you can use linking verb, okay, to make stories smooth. Like first, then, after that, finally, however, although, actually, for examples, in addition, besides. First, we prepared the materials, then we visited schools. I was nervous, however, blah, 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 something like that. Um, so you can use this ready for speaking. Yeah, I study blah 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 because one memorable experience was when I blah 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 blah. Right now I'm working on my favorite subject is blah 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 because blah 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 blah. In high school I used to blah blah, but now I blah blah blah. This experience taught me that blah 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 blah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's all what we can talk today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.